great day, beloveds. With love, hugs, and fellowship, agape-filled kisses, I come to you this morning. What a joyful week we've had thinking on the resurrection of Jesus and the grace that has been extended to us to be healed, restored, and renewed in our lives in faith from our loving Father God that has been given. It is with great excitement I bring you another winning story to stir your faith and encourage your hearts to continue winning through it all. Today's guest, Shawn Dillard, better known as DJ Oxygen, hailing from Trenton, New Jersey, is a professional DJ and the founder of the country's first accredited sound engineering and DJ academy for high school youth. Formerly trained by DJ Eric B. of the 80s rap group Eric B. and Rankum, DJ Ox has been a professional DJ since 1989. Over the years, DJ Oxygen has continued to DJ large events throughout the country, perfecting his craft. He is respected for his gift to crowd dancing and is a well-known party DJ. His skillful beats has landed him work with some of the industry's greats such as the Notorious B.I.G. His historical mixes are a documented part of hip-hop history. In the hit song, One More Chance, he also worked throughout the years with Kid Capri, Ludacris, Kenny Burns, Redman, and DC's own Experience Unlimited. We actually know him from working right here in Jacksonville with our very own A-Train, who has an amazing comedy show that he brings about every 3 to 4 months here to the city, but he travels all over the world with him, and that's how I've come to know of DJ Oxygen to have him on our show. In 2011, Shawn saw an opportunity to give back to the community by offering some of the most problematic students an alternative to the path of dereliction on which they were traveling. He decided to share his passion for the art, mixing music with some of his students, offering DJ skills as a marketable trade, which has enabled students to earn honest income opposed to some of the quick cash alternatives that they were seeking. Since 2012, Shawn's Youth DJ Academy has trained 80 youth DJs who now serve as DJs for public-sponsored events. Let us welcome DJ Oxygen, Shawn Dillard.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. With such an extensive resume there.
Right. I was like, who did all that stuff? I thought I was going to have to bring Marvin Gaye and somebody.
Oh, wow. No, it is you. So where are you? Where are you right now, DJ?
So right now I'm in Maryland. I'm traveling from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, Maryland, to Coppin State University to do an event for them this afternoon.
Okay. And you were just here this past Saturday with A-Train Live. So I know you all stay on the road. If it's possible to come a little bit closer to your mic.
I'm here.
Okay. So let us hear something about, Shawn Dillard. Where did you grow up? What was life like growing up?
I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. I was born and raised in Trenton, New Jersey, and I attended Trenton Public Schools, and that's kind of where I got the love for music. Between there and church, I was a drummer in church from a very, very early age, and that's where I was birthed was there. And then when I went to high school, I was a drummer in high school and a DJ and all of that, and it just that's where it came from.
So that was your pastime? Was that something you were out there DJing on the streets with your friends?
Pretty much the parties, high school parties, prom, anything I could think of to get into early on. And then at an early age, I got associated with Bad Boy Records in high school. And then that's when my career got a lot more serious at that point.
Okay. Now, what was Bad Boys Records? Who was that?
so it's a guy named Shawn P. Diddy Combs.
Mm-hmm.
Started a record label back in the early 90s of Bad Boy Records. And he had acts that come through there, like Notorious B.I.G. was one. He did a lot of things with Mary J. Blige. His resume is very, very, very extensive. And so, I was signed to them and part of them, and that's where I got my real start.
So what were your travels like? What all was some of the things that you all were doing? I know you said, it actually got started in high school.
Then we didn't know what we had back then. We was just kids, just on the road, not knowing who we were.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second album that we did, it sold like 21 million records.
Mm-hmm.
And back then we didn't realize that people even knew, like who we were or what we were doing. We was just having fun. And, hindsight, they say hindsight is 20/20. Now looking back on it, I think we should have took it much more serious. But that was kind of like my real birth into the industry was with Bad Boy.
Okay. And where did you, after finishing high school, did you go off to college, or did you just stick with the DJing and the recording?
No, I went off to Hampton University.
Mm-hmm. And what was that? What was that life for you?
It was different with having the music life, in the background. So it was a different experience than probably most kids would get. Being on the road all the time and everything like that. It was a very kind of stressful time, trying to juggle and do both at such an early age.
Okay. So leading from college, where were you?
From then I went and I moved to New York, and I lived in Manhattan, and that's when I kind of I got out of the music industry for a long time because in 1997, Notorious B.I.G. was murdered. And that kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth with the music industry. And so I began to work in the clothing industry, doing, as a designer for a lot of fashion houses up in New York.
Mm.
And I left DJing, kind of like mild depression of everything that had transpired with Biggie losing his life out here in the music world. And then I left for about 7-8 years. I didn't DJ, didn't do anything. I kind of just let it all go. And then one day someone asked me to do a party, and I thought about it and kind of felt like I miss music, but I'll just do this one party.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the party, and when I did the party, I knew at that point that I had to get back into music, and I've been doing it ever since.
Now I know one of the things you've mentioned. I didn't know about the clothing industry, but I wanted to find out and let our audience know you were in California with Biggie at the time of his murder, correct? Yes. So yes. Were you weren't present? What happened?
No, I was DJing the after party for an award show that they had out there, and that we all had just attended the award show. Mm-hmm. And so I was one of the many DJs that was doing the after party. Mm-hmm. So everybody was getting an hour to kind of do their thing. And he and the rest of the Bad Boy people got up to leave, and they left a couple people back with me. And they said, we're going to go to the hotel and, we'll see you there, finish doing your thing, you're okay. And they left, and then maybe about 20 minutes later, I saw a couple people come back that had just left with him, and I could tell by the looks on their faces that something had happened. Mm. And so they quickly got me out of there, and then we went to the hospital, and then he was pronounced dead there.
Now, isn't that something how how you all, I know you all travel in packs and travel together, that God actually saw fit to protect you and keep you, in one place, even through the midst of such a tragedy.
Right.
And now you said that you went into the clothing industry, for a bit. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was always something that I kind of knew how to do. I had an uncle named Eric Bell that was really a big-time clothing designer. So when I was young and trying to get into the music business, he kind of kept me around him while he was designing for a lot of the major labels and all of that. So I knew that at some point that might have been a business I would have gotten into anyways, because it was just something that I love to do. And so I became what's called a technical clothing designer, and I worked with a lot of manufacturers. So what would happen is the designers would give me their work, and then my designs look like a blueprint. So they would give it to me, and then I would transform it into this blueprint. And my designs had numbers all over them, like, how far are the buttons, how big is everything, how long is the collar. And I had to do that per size. So let's say, you got a shirt, from small to XXX. I have to do those numbers for each size like that.
Wow.
And I did that for a while, and I would get the clothes made and all of that. So I did that for a number of years. I want to say probably about 6 years or so.
No, that is definitely something new. And I never would have made that connection. Now, did you learn some of that stuff when you were in college? Did it tie into your major?
Yeah, I studied merchandising and design.
Okay. And I know we came on in, you did that one party thinking that would be it, and you got the bug again after coming, and it would be understandable to, go through a depressed state when someone, in your camp is murdered in such a way. But you came out, and after that one party, was it on from there?
It was on from there, but I started slow. It was little stuff like just barbecues, and then my family started booking me for little stuff, and then it just began to grow from there. It kind of took off.
And is this the point where you started something with the youth?
Speakers, and then it just started to take off from there. And then I became a full-time DJ after that.
Okay. And how did you start your youth academy? That's quite impressive.
Right. So I was working in the school system at the time, and my boss, she kept saying, we got to do something with your DJ here at the school. And I thought it would be like an after-school club or something like that. And she had in mind to make it a full-fledged DJ academy, where it was like, each kid gets a MacBook computer. There were plasma TVs everywhere. There was, state-of-the-art turntables throughout the class, not one set, about 12 sets. Speakers everywhere. And we not only taught the DJing skill, but we taught them sound engineering, which would help a lot of them get jobs at local places like Howard Theater or Verizon Center, or like where we have A-Train Live at, like studios and things like that. So we taught them a skill, which they was able to turn that skill into jobs and money for themselves.
Okay. And is this academy still going?
No, it is not going anymore. When that administration left, they got rid of it.
Well, we may need to talk to resurrection time.
And it was such a great thing because we took the worst kids that they thought were the worst kids.
Yes.
And what we did was we gave them something during their day to do that they loved, which was music.
Right.
And the suspension rate from those kids alone went down like 95%. And they became like, quote unquote, normal students. They were the kids no one wanted to deal with because they would be fighting and doing different things and getting in trouble. And their lives turned around. A lot of them are DJs today.
Wow. So you gave them something that they could relate to, and that's really what schooling should be about. We have to find things that every child can relate to in order to help them win and not just be focused at, one set of children, though they say it's for everyone, but you have to be able to talk that child's language. And that's what it sounds like you all were doing, talking their language. And I'm serious about that. We're going to have to talk off air concerning this, because I think it's something else we can make happen with this, because I can see how something like this can definitely be an asset to every community. We start one place, but it can broaden out. And the fact that you saw and you have evidence of, with the statistics of the success of it, that there's definitely conversation, and there's room for that at the table. So let me ask you, how did you meet A-Train? Tracy and Adrian Smith, the A-Train experience team.
So A-Train is my brother. I met him through my manager, Nikki Moore. At first, that's kind of where we first met, and then we both do a lot of things with D.L. Hewley, and we just formed like an instant bond, and now we travel everywhere together, and we get on Tracy's nerves a lot, but we have a good time. A-Train is probably one of the best individuals you could be around, because the road is a hard place to be on.
Yes.
It's not what it's cracked up to be, but being on the road with A-Train is, I'm telling you, we have so much fun. We laugh all day at everything. We get in trouble at all types of places, Walmart, wherever we stop, we're in trouble for something. But I'm telling you, being around someone like him, he doesn't curse, he don't drink. He just straightforward. He loves his wife.
He does.
And we just, it's a bond that I think we're going to have forever. And I think we're going to work with each other until we just can't do it anymore.
Well, you all make an amazing team, and I am so glad to, have this time to talk to you, because like I said, my wheels are turning inside. Especially for our babies, our youth, we're needing, more answers. There's not just one answer, but, this is, I feel, another part that can and will be added, because I'm seeing it. So he said, if we can see it, we can have it. But, you all are doing an amazing thing. And the fact that, it's clean comedy that they bring here. I had never gone to a comedy show until October, ever. So the one in October, the very first one, I've made sure that I've been to everyone ever since. That comes through, was it WJCT TV?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
So everybody, look, they are doing an amazing thing in our city, and Shawn travels all the way from, is it D.C. or Maryland?
Yep, I travel from D.C.
All
the way down
to come for all the shows every 3 months, and you all are all over the world. So let me ask you this: what is something that you would tell someone that wants to do what you're doing to do? What kind of advice would you give?
Well, I'm going to tell them this. You have to love it if you want to do it. If you don't love it and you're just thinking like you can make some quick money, you're going to fail. You have to love it, and you got to be able to be patient, and you got to be able to work your way up to the top. A lot of young people want to get into this environment, and, when they see how much work it takes, some of them go running. But it's a ton of work. I have my son with me right now, because he understands the work ethic and what goes into me DJing and setting up all the speakers, and it's a lot to it every day. And you can imagine a show like A-Train Live, where you got to run wires all over the place, and there's speakers in the ceiling, and there's microphones, and there's sound testing all day, and you guys get to see that end result. And so I just want young people, if they want to get in this business, pray about it first.
Yes.
And if God wants to lead you in this way, then it'll be done. But you got to be a hard worker.
Yes.
You got to be.
And what has life taught you over, through everything that you've gone through? What has your life experience been?
Life experience has taught me that it's just going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Growing up not knowing whether things were going to be okay, I was kind of nervous, being in this business and then being out of the business. And Biggie had a famous line that he would say, being broke at 30 would give him the chills. Because you do all this stuff and you're searching for longevity and you're searching for purpose. Like, people are not in my business in their 40s. A lot of them are not. So a lot of people that hit big early, early 20s and things like that, by the time they get to my age, they're like, working at the local store or, they don't get a chance to be in this business that long. And so, being able to have longevity in this business has done a lot for me.
And what do you think? I know you said the work ethic and working hard. Do you think that is the longevity part of it, or is it the connections that one is making? What has and we know with the help of the Lord for sure.
Yes, but it's all about who you connected with. Mm-hmm. It's all about who you connected with. It's just about who you know, mm-hmm. But it's not just about that. It's about who you know, but it's about how do you keep those relationships? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because you may meet, me and A-Train meet hundreds of people mm-hmm. all over the place. But the good thing about it, we love people, we love relationships, and people see that in us. So people don't have a problem. Like, people that we meet, they don't have a problem booking us, being around us. I've seen top comedians come to A-Train's home and break bread and eat dinner and kick their shoes off and just relax. And, so knowing people is one thing, but being able to solidify and keep those relationships is a great thing.
Wow. Okay, that is great advice. I have one more question for you. Mm-hmm. Who have been some of your influencers in life?
I would say one is my father, because he's a fighter, and he fought to make sure that his life and our lives that we were going to win, and he set us up to win. And I would say a celebrity person would probably be D.L. Hewley, because he's a person that makes sure everyone is taken care of. So if he puts you on his team, he's going to make sure you're taken care of.
Awesome. And you're winning. What would you say winning is? Because I know we're winning, and I see you all winning. But what is your winning? What is your winning?
I would say our winning is just being ourselves. Yeah. We are ourselves everywhere we go, mm-hmm. and that's what makes us win. We're not fake. We're not other people. We're not rude or mean to our staff. We're just us. And I think that helps you win, because the people that work for you are pushing for you to win as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it just makes it all work.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being my superstar guest for today. And to my listening audience, I want to always, leave out with a quote from the Bible or a scripture. And we're looking at John 8:58 through 59. Jesus answered, "I tell you the truth. Before Abraham was born, I am." At that point, they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus was hidden from them and left the temple. There are times when we will be in places and things will be going on, or there'll be times when things are set up for you and God will hide you. He was hidden and no stone touched him. And there will be times, that we're walking in this life, and there are times we walk in this life that things, are set before us and we have been protected. So we thank God for the protections that he's given us from the north, south to the east to the west. And I just pray blessings and his blood covering over all of the listeners, over all of those who, will connect at some point, over our city, over our children, over, our families, over our country, that God's blood will cover us and that we will find unity and come to a place to where we're able to celebrate and rejoice with one another in truthfulness, with peace and in love. With love, hugs, and kisses, I leave you, and I thank you again for being here on A Winning World.
If you enjoy our Winning World show and want to continue hearing winning stories from people around the world who have chosen to win triumphantly after adversity, please contact Kingdom Action Church at 904-533-5222 or 800-708-3543. Or email us at info@kingdomactionchurch.com to make a donation, sponsor us, or run a commercial about your business during our broadcast. We have our 501c3, and every donation will receive a letter for tax purposes upon request. Again, that's 904-533-5222 or 800-708-3543. Or email us at info@kingdomactionchurch.com to continue hearing A Winning World with Shermanda each week. Thank you for your support.